We're standing today in the Enslaved Cemetery that was found at the Hermitage in 2024. For years, staff here at the Hermitage have been searching for the location of the Enslaved Cemetery. We had some documentation about where it was, but one of our biggest hurdles is that that area was heavily overgrown with invasive species like honeysuckle and privet, and it was heavily treed. One of the first things we had to do was identify an area to search and then have that area cleared so we could actually get in, be able to see the ground, and be able to get GPR, or ground penetrating radar sleds in here that could do sensing on the ground here to determine if there might be graves in an area. After we cleared this area, we very quickly found signs of a cemetery where there were headstones that were still visible and visible depressions of graves. Archaeologists helped us locate those things. After that initial search, we brought in two different teams, one from Vanderbilt and one from TRC Solutions, to do two different rounds of ground penetrating radar here in the cemetery. And the cemetery, the GPR, identified one area with a concentration of graves. When you're looking for graves through GPR, you're looking for patterns that repeat themselves. Patterns of graves buried in the traditional Christian form in rows, oriented east to west, and usually the size of an adult, 6 foot by 2 feet. And so in searching for that type of disturbance in the ground, the archaeologists found 26 graves of enslaved people here in the cemetery. But they also tell us in their experience that they likely missed graves that have been disturbed by trees and graves of smaller people that don't present as much of a pattern in the ground. So there's more likely 40 to 50 enslaved people buried here in the Enslaved Cemetery at the Hermitage. If you come to Andrew Jackson's Hermitage today and want to visit the Enslaved Cemetery, it's about a 15 or 20-minute walk after your tour of the mansion to get out to the cemetery. And when you reach here, what you'll see is that we have enclosed the area with a fence out of respect for the people buried here and to protect the graves and the land here. We've marked each one of their graves with a stone so that when you're here, you can see where the burials actually are. These folks, when they were buried, some of them would have had no headstone. They were likely not buried in a casket. They were just wrapped in cloth. There are a few who did have a headstone, and it was a very simple headstone. It's just a piece of limestone that's set in the ground vertically, a way you would never find limestone naturally in the ground. And that is what was used to mark the location of graves. It's just a simple piece of stone, and they'd usually put one at the head of the grave and at the foot of the grave. So if you come to see the cemetery, you'll see that there are 26 stones here on the ground representing the locations of the people who were buried here. Now, in looking at our records of enslaved people here at the Hermitage, we have identified about 28 people we know for a fact died here at the Hermitage. We have the names of those people, and they're here on signage here at the Enslaved Cemetery. But we don't know which grave is which person's, and likely never will. But when you come here, this site is this is one of the few tangible places on the property where you really feel a connection with the fact that there were enslaved people here. And it is a very sort of reflective area, a time for you to think about what slavery may have been like and what these folks' lives were like here at Andrew Jackson's Hermitage.